Good morning, everyone. We're here at the Dalton Wade Real Estate Group Saturday morning training session. Today we have Lisa with us.
Janice Bennett.
Yeah, who's at Caldwell
Claren.
Claren, holding the camera. Today we're going to talk about how to use open houses to generate buyer leads. And before we kind of get into sort of getting the open houses, I'm going to skip a little bit to once you have, a couple of listings, what you need to do sort of to get as much traffic at your open house as possible. So one key thing is to post the open house early. So you don't wait until Thursday or Friday. If the open house is on Sunday, you get that posted the previous Sunday, or at the latest on Monday. You post that on the MLS on the add edit icon, and then if you get that done, and then additionally, what I do is I actually go in and enhance my listings on the three top sites. So on Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia, I go in and I actually because unfortunately MLS doesn't allow you to post. To put in the remarks section that there's an open house. So what I do is I manually go into Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, and I post the open house, and then I go and edit the remarks, and I put right at the beginning that there is an open house. And then and on Realtor.com, you have to make special note because there's two boxes there. You can either use your remarks from Realtor.com or from MLS. So you want to check the box that says Realtor.com so you can edit that. And then that way, right in the remarks, people know there's an open house. And then additionally on Realtor.com, there's a feature where you can put a headline in on your listing. So I also put the open house on the headline. So I'm really trying to make sure that everybody possible knows there's an open house typically that following Sunday. If you've got a couple of listings, you can do this. You can do one from 12 to 1:30, and then depending on the drive time, the next one from 2 to 3:30. So you've actually got two open houses going that particular day. So now it's the day of the open house, and what to do there. So another little trick that I like to use is, certainly you're going to want to get there early. There is a group of people that will be there. If your open house starts at 1, they're going to be there at 5 of 1. So you want to get there a little bit early so that you're all ready, you're all set up. So what I do is I actually either have my iPad or my laptop, and instead of signing people in on a piece of paper, I actually sign them in right into the MLS My Matrix into your contacts. So you've actually put them right in there, right when you first meet them. So they come in, and again, you've got this all orchestrated and set up so that they're coming in and you're ready for them in essence. So you've got your iPad and you're greeting them, and then you're asking them to sign in, except you're not letting them sign in, you're signing them in. You're getting their name, their email address, you're typing it in, making sure it's correct, because if it's not correct, it won't work. And then a nice question right out of the gate is, can I sign you up for the daily alerts? So you've actually then set something up with them so that they're going to receive something from you every day. So if you're at your open house and you kind of know, okay, that's a $300,000 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom with a pool, you might ask them what their search criteria is and sort of begin to build that dialogue. And then depending on what their search criteria is, you would load that into you would set up the search, set up the auto email for them, and then you're ready to go. You might even, if you have the time, because sometimes the open house can be busy, you may not actually get beyond just setting them up as a contact. You might write down their search criteria and then have to do that later if you have a lot of traffic coming in. So, but if you've got the time, set that right up for them there. Ask them if that's okay to do. It's a great system. So many of the third-party sites like Zillow, like Realtor.com, some of the data isn't always as accurate as it is on the MLS. So let them know that they're actually dealing with the source data. It's a cool system. They can, pick favorites, and it's also good for you as the agent because you can see how active they are. You can see when they last logged in. You can see what they favorited. So it's very effective for sort of you having kind of an eye on what they're doing. So then, it's now the next day, Monday. Definitely send them a personal email, give them a call. Try to sort of go from that online relationship to one where you're offline, meaning you're taking them out. In any type of lead, any type of buyer lead, to go from sort of having the lead to actually getting them out and showing them properties is a key sort of step in actually getting the business. The chances of success go up dramatically in terms of you've met them now and you've actually started the process of showing them something. So you've got to take them from having signed them up to actually getting them out and beginning to show them, some property. So, if you, and the thing that's nice about the My Matrix system on MLS is that you can see if they're using it. If you've set somebody up and they've never logged in and you've emailed them and you've called them and they still have never logged in, there's probably more fruitful leads to go after, and I would put them on the back burner. But someone you've spoken to or someone that, is logging in regularly, they're getting the emails, they're personalized from you, they're branded with your name on it, they're doing something with it. And then the next step of sort of interest would be they're actually favoriting things. They're saving certain properties and they're making a note that they're a favorite. They're active in there, and those folks tend to be more engaged. And then in the My Matrix, you can do some neat stuff with the customization of the emails that you're sending the folks. So great system. So now we've talked a little bit about setting up the open house so you get the most out of it, the most traffic. What to do, when you're there, you're trying to develop that relationship sort of in the open house. You've actually, as opposed to like an online lead that comes in, you've never really met that person. You might have spoken to them. Here, you've actually had a face-to-face discussion, and you've got, you've begun to build that relationship. Okay, so now you're a new agent and you don't have any listings. How do you get to do open houses? So there's a couple of different ways. You can ask an agent in your office if you can do one of theirs. Now the downside of that is how well that other agent has posted and set up the open house. So if they don't do a very good job with that, meaning they told you can do it, but then they didn't really post it till Friday, and the open house is Sunday, your traffic is going to be less. So you're kind of relying on somebody else to help you. So if you're doing that, then, try to tell them how important it is for you, and if you can actually get that open house posted, ASAP. Early in the week, are they doing the enhancements on the third-party websites? Probably not. Not a lot of people do those, but I found, when I started to do it, it doubled my traffic at my open houses. So I know it works. So putting in the remarks that you're having the open house, because they may not see the open house icon. And again, if you think about it, somebody might have searched on the listing on Wednesday, saw there was an open house and made a note, I'm going on Sunday. If it's not posted there, they searched, obviously they didn't see it, and then, they never showed up. So you're really focused on driving the traffic to the open house, and then when the open house happens, getting the people so that you have their contact information, you're doing something, you seem to be doing more than most other agents, and then you've upped your likelihood that you're actually going to get them as a client. Okay, so now you've got no listings, and the best is you have the listing. Then you're in control. It's not some other agent that you're relying on. You've got it. You'll post it Sunday night, and you'll do all the enhancements. So, okay, here are some ideas. So you want those listings. So, unfortunately, there's probably some agents from other firms watching. So With your firm, this may not fly, but here at Dalton Wade, where we try to be a little bit more aggressive and we're always kind of thinking outside the box, here are a couple ideas to get listings that may not make you a lot of money on the listing, but will help you with sort of getting buyers for the open houses. So at the top would be, okay, it's a standard listing, you're getting the 6%, 3 for you, 3 for the co-broke, and then you're working that listing every weekend to do an open house so that it gives you buyers. So that's the best. Okay, next best is something less than 6%. You've discounted your commission, and you're good with that because really why you want that listing is for the open houses. So, I put in my email out that I was going to talk about how you're going to get 48 buyers a month leads through your open houses, and here are the numbers. So if a typical open house, I find the perfect open house is 6 people come, because in that hour and a half you're conducting it, that means somebody's coming every 15 minutes, and 6 people seems to me to be right about the right number so that you can actually spend some time with them, you can get to know them. If you have 15 or 18 people come to an open house, which can happen on a hot listing, it's too many people, and you're not really able to actually develop any type of relationship with any of them because it's just all happening so fast. So 6 people, if you do 2 open houses a weekend on Sunday, that's 12 leads. If you do that 4 times a month, that's 48 leads. So if you have 48 leads and you convert 5%, that's between 2 and 3 people that will turn into clients. 2 or 3 transactions at $6,000 a transaction, you made $12,000 to $18,000 that month, which for most is awesome. So, so back to kind of, getting the listing. So there's the best listing, 6%. Then there's some type of discounting off of that listing. You did it for, I just got a listing. I did some spamming of some people on Craigslist. I got a listing at the Beacon, nice condo in downtown St. Pete. I'm charging them, I'm getting 1%. It's a $200,000 listing, so, I'll make $2,000 when it's sold. We're offering 2.5% to the buyer's agent. If I get a direct buyer, I get 2%, so that's $4,000. But what it allows me, I have the listing, I'm in control of the listing, and now I have the possibility of doing an open house there every weekend. And also getting direct buyer leads that contact me via Zillow, Realtor.com directly, and I show them. Most times, the direct leads that come in, they don't end up buying the listing, but you again have them one-on-one. Once you know that they're not going to buy the property, you kind of switch them to, okay, here's something else let me help you. Let's go out. Why aren't you using an agent? You're promoting yourself. And then the next level down from there would be, okay, I'm going to approach a developer. There's a lot of developers out there. They hate doing open houses. They don't do them. That's not their business. Their business is to flip houses. Call them up, introduce yourself, and tell them that you'll basically do the listing. You'll post the listing for free, and then you'll do an open house for them every weekend. And again, if you find 2 developers, and they tend to have really nice houses that are all redone, beautiful, people like those, they're the number one thing that sells, you'll be able to generate yourself 48 buyer leads for free. And then you want to work those leads as best as possible to turn them into actual business. So you're not really doing it for free. And then again, you may offer the 3% buyer agent, on the listing. You may find somebody that comes there, you end up becoming their buyer's agent, and you sell them that house. So, there's the other group that's a possibility would be for sale by owners. They don't have their listing up on the MLS, and you're aggressive in terms of what you'll do it for. Obviously, 3% or the 6%, 3%, 3% is best. And then down to basically, you'll do it because you want that listing. You want to be in control of that listing. If you get a couple good listings, even though you're not going to make money on the listing, there's a very, very high likelihood that, Lisa's like the open house queen. She's turned, how many transactions have you got out of doing open houses? I don't want to put you on the spot, but I did.
Probably 10.
10, yeah, 10 transactions out of, just doing open houses, that, so it works. Open house buyers they're already, again, if you think of the buying cycle from somebody, they start online and then eventually they go offline. They don't have an agent yet. And then the next step is because they don't have access to the property, they go to open houses. So you do meet a lot of buyers that are unrepresented, at open houses, and that's the idea, and that's why you would do this. Don't ever ask them if they have an agent. If they have an agent, then more than likely, and they're happy with their agent, they're not going to engage you. But if you ask them if they have an agent and then they tell you they do, more than likely you're not going to do any follow-up or put them in. But they may have an agent that they're actually unhappy with, and that agent isn't really doing all that good of a job for them. So even though they got one, they might be in the mindset of actually switching. Or something could happen. Some buyers, they're always, they want you to show it to them, right now, and sometimes people don't do that. They're not as responsive as others, and they may end up going somewhere else. I mean, Lisa got one. Jeremy and Sarah, they were working with someone else, and then didn't like the person, and then met Lisa a second time at an open house, and she ended up getting their business. So open houses are awesome. They're a great strategy. They're awesome for new agents. They don't really cost anything other than your time. And if you think about it, if you do 2 open houses on a Sunday, you spend 3 or 4 hours. It's not a ton of time, and you had the opportunity to get some quality leads. So, any questions? Well, that'll wrap it up. Let me just give you the summary in terms of kind of working open houses. 1, post that open house early. Get it out there as quick as possible so you have as many people come to your open house. 2, on the top sites, Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia, enhance your listing by posting the open house right in the remarks section. You just edit the listing and boom, it's there. Don't forget the following weekend, after the open house, to erase that because it will stay there if you don't do that. Get to the open house early. Be prepared for people to come in. Have your iPad, laptop ready. Show the buyers that you're technology focused and you're logging them right into the MLS My Matrix system as a contact. Ask them what their search criteria is if you have the time to do that, and set them right up with the auto email right then and there. And in terms of actually getting the listings to do the open houses, obviously if you can get the full standard regular 6% commission, that's awesome. Sometimes for newer agents that's a little bit tricky. Think outside the box, take it down. You want those listings and go deep in terms of what you're willing to maybe do with a developer or for sale by owner to actually get their listing. You don't have to charge them the entire. I mean, you can if you can get it, but if you're thinking of it really, I want that listing as a lead generator for me, then you could actually go and almost do it for free. So that's it for today. Hope everybody enjoyed the session, and we'll catch up with everybody next Saturday. And stay warm today.
Sorry, I kept sniffling.
I'm not sick. I think it's
the whole
just
time.